Hey, it's Joy. I've got big feelings about little things, and I want to talk about it. Oh yeah, I'm mad about it. And the fact that everyone else is not up in arms about it is a big part of the problem. Oh, I bawled my eyes out, like I always do. It was the sweetest thing. Oh, it was the cutest thing. It was the funniest thing. Thanks for being here. Let's go.
Hello. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. My name's Joy. I am happy to be with you. I have been out for the last couple of weeks, and I'll be honest with you, that wasn't my intention. It was not my intention to be away, but I'm in a very, 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 I'm in a solid place of good enough is going to have to make it. Okay, like let me just give you a very quick example. What you just heard in another world, I would have edited that. I'd have cleaned that up a little bit. I'd have edited that on the back end. Make it look like I didn't take quite so long to think of that word. But you know what? I think today you're probably going to get the full unedited version. And I prefer you to have the edited version. I like for you to think, oh yeah, I think she kind of knew where she was going when she started that sentence. That may not be the actual truth, but what you're going to get today is my not chain of thought. See, here's another thing I would have edited. My train of thought. I rhymed. I was so close to getting it. So 2 weeks ago, time was coming up for me to, upload a podcast, and my intention is to do it every week and just let you know what's going on in my life. What am I having big feelings about, or what's going on, or what are we prepping for? What are we living through? What cool thing happened, or what weird thing happened? And I found myself in one of those really crazy busy, it's the middle of November. What just happened? The year is coming to a screeching halt, but we're speeding up to get there. And things are just nuts. And I feel like I just wake up and 3 weeks has gone by. And I start to look at how much time I have before certain deadlines and what I need to do, what I want to do, what I would love to do, and what absolutely has to get done. And I sat down and realized I don't know that I have it in me to do everything on my I would love this list. And I was probably, even to that point, I was probably well past that I would love this list to I want to do all these things. I want to do these few things. And I was quickly coming to the realization, you got to go down to your absolute must-do list. And that's all that's going to get done. And you need to make peace with this is good enough, and you got to move on. And I'm getting a lot better about that in my character of saying, you know what? This doesn't have to be the perfect thing that you're imagining in your mind. It doesn't have to be the Pinterest version of this thing that you're hoping for, that you would love to be able to do, but realistically, it's not really going to happen. And so I posted an old episode. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for still supporting. Thank you for being patient. I had to say, this is good enough right here, and I'm going to get going. And during this time, I actually had a lot of deadlines. And one deadline that, I'll be honest, I put on myself, but my deadline for decorating for Christmas came and was about to come and go. And as much as it is my absolute dream to just have a gorgeous, beautifully decorated house with lights everywhere. And I would love everything to be beautiful and elegant. And I would love all my favorite old things that remind me of years past and remind me of people that I love and remind me of experiences that I've had and remind me of other Christmases. I would love to have all that stuff up and out, but I did not have the time, the energy, the focus. In general, I did not have the bandwidth to make that happen. Now, I mean, I'm saying to make what I can do happen. all those dreams of my Pinterest house, those are just dreams. I just don't have it in me. That's not my gifting. I would love it. And I wish I were rich, rich, rich. And I could just hire someone to be like, make this beautiful, And then I walk in and I'm like, oh, just take my picture. That's what I always think of the White House Christmas every single year. No matter who it is, I'm like, I'm sure you were there for like 2 meetings, but the people on the ground are doing this work, ma'am. I don't think they're putting together the train that's running around the Christmas tree, but that's the dream, right? Is to be like, I'd love it to be blank. And then someone just puts that dream together and then you get to dress up and get your picture taken in front of it. And you get to live in that house every day. Oh my gosh, that is the dream. But anything I'm doing, I have to do it myself. And that's one of the big reasons that I put a deadline on it. People that wait till Thanksgiving is over to decorate don't quite understand that. I know some people have real trees and they wait till, in the movies, sometimes y'all get your real tree like Christmas Eve and you go home and decorate it while you're drinking hot cocoa and playing carols and the carolers are outside. That makes no sense to me. That's never entered into my worldview. But for me, it has to be up long enough to be worth the time and effort of getting it out, getting it up, and I am obsessed with taking it down very quickly. When Christmas is gone, I want that stuff down. I want to go back to my normal life. Some people will leave it up till New Year's, the new year. I get that. I 100% get that. Makes total sense. You're on vacation. It's still the Christmas holiday. Totally get it. I just can't live like that. I can't bring that into the new year. I have to leave that behind with the old year. And I can't be waking up on the 1st trying to drink more water because that's my resolution every year. And I got to put away my Christmas stuff. I can either drink water or put away my Christmas stuff, and honestly, probably neither. But I darn sure cannot do both. So I need to super enjoy this and then wrap it up. So during this time when I am low on time, a little bit low on energy, lots going on in my mind, I made the intentional choice to do low-key Christmas decorations this year. And I agreed upon it with myself before I even started decorating. I have a pretty decent sized tree that I love. That's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's like, for me, a dream tree because I have kind of a small area where I put my tree in so it fills it up really nicely. But it's quite a bit of work to get down from the, upstairs storage and downstairs and built and fluffed. Yeah, fluffed. That takes quite a long time. Then on top of that, you're decorating, and then on top of that, you're doing the other decorations around the house. So it's just a lot of work. So I also have a smaller but full-size tree that some years I'm like, you know what? I'm doing a small tree. That's what we're doing. It's not small, but it's much smaller than the big one that takes so long to fluff. And then I have a tiny tree. And to be honest with you, this year, it's a tiny tree year. I grabbed a couple of my favorite decorations. Some of them are behind me. Obsessed with nativity scenes, love nativity scenes. Oh, what am I doing? I should have turned on the lights for you. Can you even see that? It's so small. But so cute. Unfortunately, I'm going to leave that in too. It looks cuter when the lights are off and stuff, but of course I have to have massive lighting on my face. I don't know. Somehow it makes you not look 83 years old. I don't understand it, but you do what you have to do. But I put up a couple of my favorite nativity scenes, couple things of lights. I've got some Christmas cards up. I put my baby tree up, and that's it. Good enough. It's good enough. And you know what? I got it done, and I got it done under in the deadline. I got it done by the deadline. I may edit that part out. I was using every preposition except by. Hopefully I cut that out for you. So, but there is a beauty in that. Honestly, there's some emotional growth in that. When I was younger, I just wanted everything to be the certain way that I wanted to do it, and I couldn't let it go otherwise. And so that led me to two things. Either I'm sacrificing my sleep and sacrificing other things so that I can do this thing that I really want to do and do it really, really well. Or I try so hard to reach this level that's really unreachable. And so according to that bar, I fail. So now I'm not even enjoying the thing that I wanted to do or wanted to do well because I failed at it. And the thing I had to really come to terms with is all of those words, all of those thoughts, all of those little judgments of what's good enough, when do I need to have this stuff, what do I want, how big does it need to be, how this does it need to be, how that does it need to be. All those things were decided by me. I'm the one that decided what all I had to do. I'm the one that decided how soon it had to be. I'm the one that decided how well it had to be done, how beautiful, how this, how that. And I'm ultimately the one that would have said, okay, well, then that's a failure. So I'm fully upset at myself. I had all these dreams. I failed at them. I'm upset. And that's all me. During some of my life, I would have said, I'm a people pleaser. And I was trying to do some things, I'm not really a host, but I can imagine people like, oh, I want my house to look this certain way because I want to have a Christmas party, or I want my family to enjoy this certain level of this, which is all a very reasonable and very cool and very loving desire, right? But truth be told, that's just an excuse for me to put some requirements on myself and not even take ownership of that. Well, it's what the other people want. It's what the people want. It's what the society wants. It's what Instagram wants. It's what my friends want. It's what my neighbors have. And let's not act like this is new to social media world. I mean, when I was a kid, we called it keeping up with the Joneses. We went over to, we saw our neighbors this, and we maybe didn't see people from all over the world, but we saw the inside of a few people's houses. We knew what was going on. We had a Good Housekeeping magazine. We did know what the White House looked like that year. We did. That was in the newspaper. We had some ways to compare. So there is some outside awareness of what's going on outside, but all those decisions about what is expected of me and what I want to do and how I want to perform, that's all with me. And even sometimes there is such a thing as people pleasing, but a lot of times it's me just trying to blame other people when it's like, really, that was just me. That was just me deciding I had to have it like this. And then when it did not work out, I couldn't even enjoy what I did have. So now that I can say, I'm going to balance what I want with what I'm able to do, what resources I have, which usually means how much money I have. It also means how much time I have. It also means what stuff do I already own that I can just throw up in the, that I can just, sorry, that's a horrible term, that I can just get up on the bookshelves and get up in the tree and get up, what do I have that I can already just make happen? Versus, when am I going to tip over that tipping point where I'm not enjoying this anymore. It's turned into too much. I'm doing too much. I can't even enjoy what I'm doing. So this season, I'm being very intentional about setting a reasonable goal, getting to good enough and making that done. I have a friend that she says at work, she tells her team all the time, let's get to Getmo, GETMO, good enough to move on. Good enough to, that was hard. Good enough to move on. Good enough to move on. Getmo. We're not going to get to perfect. Are we good enough to move on? No, we need to fix a couple things. Let's do that. Now can we? Okay, great. Next step. Step 2. Next step. Let's move on. Did I get enough Christmas decorations up to be able to enjoy it when I'm watching a Christmas movie? Yes. Am I killing myself trying to get an 8-foot tree from upstairs? No, not this year. Hopefully next year. I love that tree. I love that tree. Hopefully next year. But not this year. And honestly, there is such a freedom in that I hope you will try it. It's hard at first because especially if you're a perfectionist or you have these big dreams and you want these certain big things. You don't just want the beauty, you want the big feelings and memories and all the things that go along with it. I get it. That's what big feelers do. But you also run the risk of turning that corner and now you're in the big kind of ugly feelings. You're in the big sad feelings. You're in the big disappointment feelings. So what's really a bummer about all this is I actually learned this a really, really long time ago. And I learned it so well that I live it almost every single day. But for whatever reason, it only made its point in this one very small area of my life. So here's what I learned. When you're fixing your hair, especially for an event, like you're going somewhere where you're going to be photographed or you are seeing a bunch of people, you're seeing people you haven't seen in a long time, or it's a holiday or whatever, it's your birthday, whatever thing you're doing. When you are fixing your hair and you get to a spot, you know what? Honestly, it doesn't even have to be an event. You can be getting ready for work. You can be putting up a pony. You're just trying to do a cute little cash pony for whatever, the park day. When you get to that, when you look in the mirror and you're like, that is so close, I just wish, and you start to name some little I just wish this curl here would. I just wish this here. I wish this volume here. I wish this part. I wish this, that little thing that you're trying to do, and you start your hair all over, it is never going to look as good as it did that time right before you took it down to do your one little last adjustment. You're never going to get back. You're going to be chasing that look that you let go of. You're like, man, what I wouldn't give for that cash pony right now. What I wouldn't give for that curl right now. Because now I've gone in there and mucked everything up and things are starting to look weird. They're looking worse. It's looking, my hair's looking oily because I keep running my hands through it. It's not looking great because now it's run out of its energy. And I learned a long time ago, once you get to that spot where it's like, actually, this is probably good enough, you're only going to go down from here, leave it. Leave it. And I preach that to myself all the time. And I don't really have to preach it because I've lived it and I remember it and it stuck with me. Now, why that didn't translate into every other area of my life, I'm unsure. But maybe that's what my midlife crisis is going to be. Realizing that everything in my life is a hairstyle. And if it's looking like this is pretty darn close, I'm about to nitpick a couple of things, a little details, that means you're at good enough. You're at good enough to move on. You're at good enough to go work on your makeup, go get dressed, get out of the, maybe make it on time to dinner. Probably not, but who knows? Why don't you try? You know? Good enough sometimes is actually not even good enough. It's the absolute best because it gets you what you want. It spares you from the chaos, the utter heartache that you're going to bring to yourself trying to make it bigger, better, more beautiful, spend more time, spend more money, spend more resources. And then it's just going to start giving diminishing returns. Good enough sometimes should be the goal.
Thanks for listening to Little Things, Big Feelings with Joy Delaney. I'm James, the producer, editor, director, and executive producer. Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Honestly, forget TikTok. I don't even know how to use it
You don't even
anyway.
know how to use it anyway.
James?
Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram and Facebook. See you next week.